I am here to introduce Shawn Marie Turi. She is a best-selling author, speaker, business consultant, transformational thought leader.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Trisha, I loved so much what you were sharing. So my t-shirt says, "Oh boy," because I understand that nervousness. And yeah, so I'm just going to take all of you in for just a quick second. And yeah, what a beautiful room. And Kim, I just want to say what a privilege and honor it's been to be invited to this project and to be part of this incredible book with all of these amazing authors. And congratulations to all of you. And yeah, just what a treat it is to be here and be on this journey with all of you. So my name is Shawn Marie Turi. I am a writer and a poet. I am a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I had my very first business in 1984, so I've been around for a long time. I'm a business strategist. I host retreats and workshops for amazing, creative, passionate women. I also have a cat and kitten rescue, and I have an apparel company. So like many of you, I am a very busy girl. And I just want to also say that I'm really an introvert who often gets mistaken as an extrovert. So can I just see, by show of hands, my introverts in the room? Thank you. Thank you, and welcome. I know that, big events like this aren't necessarily our jam. So anyway, welcome everybody, and thank you so much for showing up for everybody tonight. I'm going to start off by sharing a quote by Brené Brown, and she says, "Courage starts with showing up and letting yourself be seen." So much like Trisha was sharing, I didn't know that I would make it to this stage tonight, but thanks to Kim and all of her love and encouragement, and really just her being such a champion for me and the work that I do in the world, just putting myself out there has been really challenging. I didn't announce to anybody that I was in this book, that I was going to be speaking tonight until Thursday, and got some of the most beautiful messages that I was so grateful for. And I know that I'm not alone in that. And I want to tell you a little bit about my chapter in this gorgeous book. My chapter is called The Paradox of Happiness. And what I realized when I was invited to this project, it was a very easy yes for me. It just felt so organic and natural, and the invitation was so sincere, and it was an immediate, wholehearted yes for me. But as I started writing, as a writer, writing comes pretty easily to me, but chapter after chapter that I was writing, I kept deleting and throwing away and starting over, and I couldn't quite figure out why I was struggling to find my voice in this chapter. And what I realized was that I was trying to manufacture a place of happiness that I felt like I had a responsibility to this chapter to write about joy and happiness and why I'm happy and how I got happy. But the truth of the matter is, I wasn't in a place of happiness when I was writing this chapter. I was actually really experiencing an incredible amount of grief. And it wasn't until I acknowledged that and said, I'm really struggling. I'm not happy. I'm not chasing happiness. I'm not even sure when I'll get there again. But it was when I started writing from that place and giving myself permission to say those things that the words just started to come. And so I ended up dedicating my chapter to my mom, who passed away in 2022. And I was just experiencing an incredible amount of grief, but being able to write from that place and really acknowledge and speak to our vast capacity to experience and hold space for two seemingly opposing experiences and feeling at once, that we have the ability to do that, that we can be incredibly happy and have that experience and also simultaneously feel incredibly sad. And I was so relieved to land in that place and to give myself permission to speak truth to the fact that I'm not always happy, and I don't think I'm alone in that. But I do know what happiness is, and I know what it's like to experience that, and to be able to really bond those two things, and I think really speak to the fact that we do have an incredible amount of wisdom in our experiences. And as a poet, I love other writers, I love speakers, I love books, I'm an artist, I love words and music, and those are things that make me happy. And so, and it's funny, I want to take a quick segue here. I met with Kim on Wednesday. I thought everybody getting up here tonight was going to be reading their chapters from their books, and so Kim said, "Are you ready to talk? Like, do you know what you're going to talk about?" And I said, "Well, I'm just going to read my chapter." And she's like, "No, like everyone's like giving a talk." So I really came to this organically and not terribly connected to or married to like what I was supposed to say tonight, since I thought that I was just going to be reading my chapter. So I thought what I would do is share with you the words of some of my other favorite writers and poets, because I think it really speaks to not only our book and this beautiful theme about healing our mind, body, and soul, but specifically to my chapter. So this is a quote by Agatha Christie, and she says, "I like living. I have sometimes been wildly, despairingly, actively, acutely miserable, racked with sorrow, but through it all, I still know quite certainly that just to be alive is a grand thing." And that makes me happy. Just to be alive is a grand thing. And I think acknowledging that happiness is going to come and go and come and go and come again, that it is not a constant, that we are going to be hit with tsunamis of sorrow and deep sadness and fear, and acknowledging the things that are going on in the world or in our families or in our relationships or in our businesses that are really challenging. But then unexpectedly, like the sun comes up, we are met with this joy and this opportunity and connections and people and other women who champion us and who pull us up and who want to be part of these conversations and see us at our best. And Thomas Merton, I don't know if you know who he is. He was a Trappist monk. He is a mystic and a poet and a teacher and an activist. And he said this, "But it cannot be explained. There is no way of telling people that they are all walking around shining like the sun." And aren't we, though? Aren't we all walking around shining like the sun? I think we are. I see you. I feel seen. I feel appreciated, and I hope that you know that I appreciate you. I mean, what a beautiful thing. And also to be able to be in that place of knowing that we have the ability to hold this space for two completely opposing feelings at once. And I want to say too, our body knows the truth before our mind does. And we know what is possible. And when Kim was taking us through that exercise of, what do we really want to see happen? I don't know what everybody said, but I see that for you. And I crave that for you, because I think that we are all in this together. And I want to close with this beautiful poem. And I want to say too, before I read this, as a business strategist and somebody who hosts events for women and retreats and workshops, and those of us in the room who have a desire to empower other people, I don't think that we are empowering anybody if we're not telling the truth. And I've heard so many authors tonight, best-selling authors, congratulations again, speak the truth. And so if we want to empower people, I think that we owe it to them and to ourselves to speak the truth. So this is by Mary Oliver. "You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the deer and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, the mountains, and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clear blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination. It calls to you, like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. I dedicated my chapter to my mom, who I lost in 2022, and I hope for those of you that get to read it, I hope that it is of service to you. I hope that the whole book moves you and inspires you to continue to heal through becoming happy, your mind, body, and soul. Thank you so much, and thank you, Kim.